Alright guys, so we are going to be looking at the special operation event for global UC Engage. And this one is not too terrible. You guys know the whole drill. The targeted cost is going to be 200, but realistically speaking, you can come in at like 210 and you should be fine. So the title is kind of like whatever, honestly speaking. It's not like the biggest deal, but 210 is gonna be like your ultimate goal if you do want to get like the rainbow coin, obviously. But this is actually particularly hard in the third phase because there's not really a lot of unit that you can use to take out the Choban armor Alex Gundam, which we'll take a look in once we get through the whole phase. Battle 1 is pretty self-explanatory. The cost down series is going to be UC Engage, Gundam Thunderbolt, and then 0080 0080. So it's going to be the Warren's Pocket. But the first squad, pretty simple. We're essentially using all of the rarity units because they do have 50% off. They are within their specific category or the series that does have the cost reduction. So we have that right there. So I don't think there's much to talk about. The first phase is way too easy, and let's just get straight in. Alright, so it's gonna go by pretty fast. And most of these are, especially like the rares and the pilots, they're all something that I feel like most people should have. Whether or not you have fully limited potential unleash them depends, because the more you summon, the more they do drop. So you guys may still have some that are not fully potential unleashed yet, but overall, if you just have the base unit itself, you guys should be good to go. And I think most of the unit that I have on here are C17, so that is going to be another huge hurdle that a lot of people have to overcome because the potential, or sorry, the custom level is going to play a drastic role as far as like the stats, the overall power for the weapon. It all boils down to that. So all right, yeah, that went by pretty quick. So let's move on to battle 2. For battle 2, it gets just slightly tougher. So now we are dealing with Kenfa, which is not too terrible. So this is the team that I went with. And this team is essentially units. These are SSRs, and these are SSR that were either given via like missions that we play out from. So that is like where I got my initial copy of. So it's not terrible. I would say it's pretty decent. Let me actually add in some modules real quick. I didn't plan on adding any because I was like, it's kind of whatever because it shouldn't be too difficult. But I'm just gonna add some in there, and I just need to add one for this unit, and then we should be good to go. I'm just gonna toss in this one. Doesn't really matter. I think this one is like a split, but I'm not gonna buy the module that have the split. This should be fine. No sub-soft or any of them, should be good. And I think all of them were also C17 as well. So let's go. Alright, so let's kind of see. So you should be fine. Yeah, we are we are doing a lot of damage. So I think recently we have been getting a lot of these better and better SRs and Rs. So most of them are going to be capable of taking out a lot of these, you know, not the hardest difficulty. So these are good. So we got that done. So yeah, so far the first two phases has been relatively easy, but when we get into battle 3, it is going to change. Battle 3 is going to get a little bit tricky because, as you guys do know, the Choban armor Alex Gundam has a massive damage reduction. So the more you attack, the more you're feeding onto the EX skill gauge, where that unit can actually stack damage reduction. So what are some possible way of actually dealing with that? Well, we do have Magnum Martel. So Magnum Martel is not going to be the sole solution because it's not going to be capable of like doing too much. And as unfortunate as it is, like we can increase inflicted damage, but that's not actually reducing that's not actually increasing the damage taken the enemy would have. So it doesn't really matter at that point in time. So Magnum Martell is good. It's going to be the key unit, but it's not going to be. You're still missing a lot more. So a lot of these actually does have increased inflicted damage, so this wouldn't really work. Let me read this real quick. So yeah, so these will work, right? So this one is gonna be increased inflicted damage, so that's good. Hold on, let me take a look at this. I mean, it should work, but I think the main problem is the fact that you have to stack, and we don't stack fast enough. So that is actually the main problem. And this right here, this is at the beginning of the battle, so this immediately does get triggered off to whatever unit we're looking at. So unfortunate, we can't really rely on that. The other options wise, we do have this one right here. Once we fall below 50%, we increase beam damage projectile, so that's kind of decent. This one is the Jagan type H. We have to Alice for 30-second increase beam damage. It's kind of whatever. This is where it's kind of alright. This right there, and like I said again, this one is good because you're increasing beam damage taken. So these are ultimately what you're looking for, and this right there. But the main key one that you're going to be targeting is going to be the Senenju Stein, the narrative version, because this one outright gives you 42 at EX skill level 3, and a bunch of goodie as well. So this one is going to be the one that you want to use, and you bypass defense and whatever. So this one is good, actually. Very, very nice. But I'm not gonna show up this unit first because I mean you guys probably want to see how bad it is. If that's the case, I'm gonna see whatever unit I can kind of use. Let's go with this. Actually, there's actually not a lot that I can use, to be honest with you guys. So did we go with this one? Actually, I might go with this real quick because it does actually have that. But this one probably will work. But when we are dealing with the cost, we are over the cost right now. Our cost is ooh, this one still works. Hold up, wait a minute. So let's try Phenex real quick. I think Phenex may be a good one to use. So let's see how we want to do this. I think I'm just gonna go like this actually. Doesn't really matter a whole lot. We can go this direction, but I would say ultimately you want to take out these guys first before you go to this guy, because you're not going to be able to do any damage. You just ain't. So I think with Phenex we should be able to bypass it. Let's see. Gonna pop the EX. Oh, there you go. Yep. So you can use Phenex. Phenex is gonna work. Or pop the EX skill first. There you go. Yeah, you don't need Senenju Stein then. Yeah. Okay. I think we took out Alex, so that's good. So now we just have to win. And we should be winning then. Yeah, so this is still going to be within our costs, so that is fine. But you guys can literally see how tanky the Chobam Alex is. with the 100%, I think it's almost 100% damage reduction for both beam and projectile. But yeah, there you guys go. Phenex is definitely a unit that I feel like a lot of people do have, so I think using Phenex and then Magnum Martell combo, that should be how you want to take down this event. So what I say was like difficult, not necessarily. You just want to figure out the weakness from the boss and you're kind of good to go. So that should give us 96, so that's good. And as we do take a look at the overall damage wise, like Alex doesn't have that much HP. I think it's like, yeah, Alex does not have a lot, but the problem, like the reason why it's like that, because there's a gimmick behind it. While these over here, like these guy does not really have like any mechanics behind it, so obviously it was easier to give them massive HP. While this one, if you don't even have anything that reduces the damage, it's gonna be really tough. And the Gym GR is definitely really helpful with the healing, so definitely do want to save that for the stage specifically. But I mean, other than that, we are done. So I'm just gonna go ahead and claim everything, and we did finish it within our best cost was 188, because I was using Sinenju Stein. So there you guys go. We actually do have a new rare as well. So the what is it? GP double engager. This one is actually not bad. Yes, if I recall correctly, it's actually pretty good. And then we have another Pesh as the rare rarity, so she's also pretty good as well. But other than that, that is pretty much it in terms of how to take down these special operation events, and I'll be catching you guys all on the next one.